Welcome back to more Bioshock, where we
Let's
try
go.
where we try not to spill Coke.
At least not on the desk.
It is on the desk. Not the drink, but not the soda itself, but the can is on there.
Not yet, given time.
I honestly don't know who's worse, Fontaine or Andrew Ryan.
I remember when me and the crowd
Okay.
in that sub. You were no more than two. You were my ace in the hole, but you were also the closest thing I ever had to a son. And that's why this hurts. Betrayal, kid. Life ain't strictly business.
Oh,
Excuse me?
Overlord.
Fontaine's Adam. Drain Adam from Fontaine.
A very Overlord of you.
Go now! Hit him with the needle!
Stab him in the dick!
Oh, I just walked up to him?
With the needle.
Come on now, kid. You wanna get serious?
3 needles. Oh, God!
Whoa!
Hey. We had a lot of that.
Okay, so fire's not going to be very useful.
Not in this stage.
Whoa! Ho, 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 ho.
Maybe in a note. Oh, thank God we took our helmet off.
Yeah.
Think it'll be daddy? You little
Oh! I think I still...
No, son of a bitch!
Wow, he hit me so hard that it fucked up the game.
I'm waiting for a punch so hard that the game crashed.
Whoa!
Why did this turn into a Souls fight?
Let's see. Holy shit!
Crossbow good?
Yeah, kinda.
Kill that bitch.
you got a shot at this? I'm barely getting started.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God! I stabbed!
Okay, now he's doing ice.
Now he's doing easy. And a drone. Like a deek.
I got more than enough moms to watch my back while I recharge.
Do you now? Oh! Jesus! This thing is so fucking broken.
Jesus
Really
This is what I get.
You paid good money for me? I'm not a slave, dude. Oh!
I look like an indentured servant to you.
Oh, wait, whoa, whoa, wait, whoa, 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 wait, whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! Jesus!
Hey, stop! Stop! Finish, please!
Pick it up! I don't know where he's at, don't really care.
Dear me.
Oh, the drone just took him out for me.
Hanger,
That drone did more damage to him than I did.
I'm gonna cut you into bits.
How are you now?
Oh, my nipple! Oh, bitch left.
Oh.
I had you built. I sent you topside. I called you back, showed you what you was capable of. Even that life you thought you had, that was something I dreamed up and had tattooed inside your head. Now, if you don't call that family, I don't know what is. And now,
Brought down by a bunch of little girls.
Death by 1,000 needles.
Yeah.
I hear an angel.
They tell me
offered
to
you this
stab.
city.
The voices tell me to kill.
And you refused it. And what did you do instead? What I've come to expect of you. You saved them. You gave them the one thing that was stolen from them. A chance. A chance to learn. To find love. To live.
Sorry for that man.
And in the end, what was your reward? You never said. But I think I know. A family.
Well, if I would have known it was going to be that short,
cute.
I wouldn't have done a separate video. That was cute, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
So I bet the ending's different if you absorb all of them.
Oh, definitely. I have no idea what it is.
I'll probably look it up after this is over.
Probably way
Yeah, I'm
darker.
kind of curious.
Well, you could do that to supplement the video time, I guess.
I suppose I could.
Although, will that end up with copyright?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. On stream you can, but... Well, I don't know. As long as I don't full screen it.
Let's say let's just not test it.
I'm not going to test it, though. I'll just pull it up after this is over, though.
Oh yes, crossbow broke.
Yeah! I thought that was going to be a lot harder.
Crossbow is boss, bro.
Exactly. You need something dead fast, pull out the crossbow.
Yeah.
Just to shut up.
Except
gun.
for Big Daddies. That's the one exception.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well against them.
But everything else, dead.
So, I guess, talking with Ryan the other day, saying that I feel like this game could have ended after you kill Andrew Ryan. And I still stand to that. Like, I feel like that should have been the ending. But now that I actually got the final boss fight, I'm a bit more accepting of it.
Yeah.
I do think Atlas Joe being the secret main antagonist is kind of thrown out of nowhere. Which I guess is the point.
Mr. Fontaine.
Yeah, Mr. Fontaine.
Yeah.
Which
I thought that said Star Trek for a second there. It said Star Treks. Greg Baldwin, there he is. Mr.
Yeah.
Iroh himself. Bet you didn't know
Hello,
that.
what?
Greg Baldwin. Greg Baldwin,
replacement hero.
the guy who played Uncle Iroh and, well,
Yeah.
the guy who replaced Mako. He played Atlas Joe and Fontaine in this game.
Cool.
Yeah, so Uncle Iroh was a bad guy in this game.
You decided, you know what? What happened if I didn't decide to choose the way of tea.
Oh, they're jamming on that piano. That's another thing.
Jamming so much that it doesn't match the tone.
Yeah. I will say, though, I do think that the music in this game is pretty good. Not just the copyrighted music, which I've gotten several copyrights for.
Obviously.
But regardless, I'm glad I finally got to play this.
That's pretty good for what I saw.
Why would you copyright strike for a game that you're playing?
It's because the some of the music in this game is copyrighted because it's real music.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Still.
I know. It's because the music industry is just fucked.
They're stupid.
Yes, they are.
Maybe they should look and see if it's a video game before they copyright something.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Metallica. Definitely lies.
Bob Jones, what the fuck are you doing here? Mr. Bob Jones University.
I'm about to say, shouldn't you be running a university?
Shouldn't he be dead? Joshua Brown Sage. Okay.
Voller von Vugt?
Florian Ginthen. Dimitri Gerard. That's just two first names.
Yuri Faseshka.
Agnes. That's an old ass name. Juliet. Yeah, that's another old one.
Zeta Gomez.
Takako Davis. Let's see.
Zhang Ji-kun.
Mao Ling Ji. Ling Li Li.
Strauss.
Sorry,
Zelnick.
Li Ling Li. Sorry.
Lee and Lily.
Haley Giftman Gold.
Actual advertising.
Media.
I'm surprised there wasn't like an after credit scene.
Nah. They probably didn't know they'd have a sequel at this point, so why would they?
That's true.
Director commentary. Museum.
So it's in the museum.
Museum.
Diane McClintock.
Of Orphaned Concepts.
What are we in the Hindenburg?
Welcome to the Museum of Orphaned Concepts, a guided tour of ideas that Irrational Games discarded or reworked heavily during the making of the original Bioshock. Exhibit Hanging Sea Life, not as much as a cut concept as an Easter egg for observant museum visitors. These sea creatures can be seen swimming past the player's view during the bathysphere ride, down to Rapture and Bioshock's opening sequence. Oh yeah,
the bathysphere.
Take in the atmosphere. Slow Profoon? Rational's internal name for this prototype Big Daddy. Shell's never gonna get over that name.
Big Daddy, nope, never.
Big Daddy variant, who mauled players with an enormous hook and fired from bearings from a barrel, stood for slow projectile / fucked up melee. It literally says that. He survived long enough to become a fully functional AI, but the team eventually cut him to focus on polishing the other Big Daddy types. This model later appeared in Bioshock 2 as the Rumbler, throwing miniature turrets instead of cannonballs. Huh.
Can't wait to encounter that.
Yeah. Whoa, who the fuck?
This is a big bitch.
Exhibit Early Bouncer. This original model for the Bouncer type of Big Daddy featured a flat-headed drill at the end of each arm. The Big Daddies were envisioned as the builders of Rapture, with the weapons modified from the tools they would have used in its construction. When the Gatherers were reimagined as little sisters, one of the Bouncer's drills was changed to a gloved hand so the two characters could interact with each other. Oh, they even had the concept art. That's cool.
Nice.
That's actually really cool. You know,
Pew.
2K Australia, I think, is the one who did the remake of this game. Well, I am still pissed off that that you fuckheads have not
Didn't fix that bug.
fixed that bug. I am at least happy that you put this into the game. This is actually pretty cool. The game-breaking bug is the only issue I've had with this game. Major issue, that is. Exhibit.
That reloading bug.
What do you mean reloading bug?
The one you were screaming about earlier.
Oh, that!
Yeah.
Yeah. Irrational's artist tried to envisage how an underwater city would actually function in this early conceptual work of Rapture. One idea imagined a thick forest for the purpose of oxygen exchange, seen here with an observation catwalk running around the edge. The concept of using trees for oxygen exchange made it into the final game in the Arcadia level. Yeah, I remember that area.
Is that the area with the dude that you hated?
Yeah. No, that was before it. Exhibit the Gatherers. So this was what the little sisters were before they became little sisters. It may be hard to imagine that this creature, whose job it was to reclaim Adam from corpses around Rapture, was the earliest iteration of the idea behind the Little Sisters. Since the Gatherer generated absolutely no sympathy from players, the team experimented with concepts for featuring a number of animals, including the infamous dog in a wheelchair, and later a grotesque miniature humanoid. Finally, a concept sketch of a deformed child inspired the eureka moment responsible for the Little Sisters.
This would be an entirely different experience if they went with that instead of the little girls.
Ugh.
Yes, because then I would choose Harvest every single time.
Same.
So it's
This looks
looking
like
to
a
me
character
like
Daniel would come up with. I mean, it does.
it seems to me that like the earlier versions of this game was more just dead space underwater.
Yeah, kinda. Pre-Yam Hand? Before solidifying the fiction around Adam, Irrational experimented with the idea of being an external injected substance. Here you can see us playing around with Adam being mechanically injected, said lead artist Sean Robertson. So this splasher's got vials of it on his belt. This model was created but never made it into the game in any form. It kind of looks like a flood with the way its hand is.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Early splicer concept art. These are some of the first concept sketches to show Bioshock's enemies moving in a more human-like direction. Artists coupled that approach with the idea that Adam deformed the body in a way that related to its intended function. For instance, a giant, grotesque arm on a melee enemy.
The design is very human. What?
Stitchy.
Stitchy.
The first splicer that Irrational created for Bioshock. Stitchy was used in
Someone like Lilo and Stitch.
many early concept demos and was fully functional in-game with kinematics? Kinematics? Hit reactions and voiceover. It took us that long to realize he wasn't a good model, says lead artist Sean Robertson. This is probably the worst abortion that Irrational has ever made.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, good Gabby.
You know, Irrational's not around anymore, technically.
No.
Well, the company just got rebranded. They're called something else now, but
I thought they got absorbed.
I mean, they were already part of Take-Two Interactive in 2K, but they got, basically after, I believe, Bioshock Infinite came out, they changed the name of the company from Irrational to something else. They're still around, and the guy who created Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite, he's working on that new game that's coming out that got announced at the Game Awards.
Oh, Judas or something?
Yeah, Judas. But there's another company working on Bioshock 4. I just can't remember what their name is. But apparently it's gonna. There's some rumors that it's gonna take place in like the Arctic, and it's gonna or in Antarctica, in like some under ice city, something like that.
Either way, it sounds pretty irrational.
Yeah.
Probably going to be a very The Thing inspired game.
Very. Moving from grotesque to human was a slow process. While early concepts saw the melee enemies grew grotesque arms, the team had trouble conveying how someone who had spliced to become a marksman would appear. Early Big Daddy concept art. Yeah. How many more times can I say that name? These are early concepts for the Rosie type of Big Daddy, who, like the Bouncer, was envisioned as a construction worker who had been repurposed as a protector for the Gatherers. Okay.
It's just the same, just colored in.
Yep. Protector concept art. The Big Daddies were originally called protectors, and they were envisioned as dive-suited construction workers retasked with the defense of atom gatherers. They used construction tools or improvised weapons that looked like they had been found on the seafloor. From left to right are early concepts for the melee, ranged, and slow projectile protectors. This one just looks like the fucking ghost thing from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, the fucking Ghost Scuba
Yeah,
guy.
you're right.
He'd be diving.
Oh,
Grenadier Splicer. This gray elephantine, however you say it, Splicer was an early grenadier from the same period of development as Stitchy and Hooker. He was a guy who spliced to carry around giant grenades and throw them at you, says lead artist Sean Robertson. The model was built in texture but never animated.
that's a huge bitch.
Yep. Early environmental study. The location depicted here was built for the Vision demo of Bioshock, a small level demonstrating several of the key elements of the game, such as the Big Daddies and Gatherers.
Bioshock.
This appears in Neptune's Bounty level of Bioshock, but the bodies floating in the ocean were cut late in development when their cast shadows proved too distracting from the action in the room. The fuck is this? Ugh. Hooker. Created around the same time as Stitchy and the Grenadier, this Splicer was dubbed the Hooker because of the weapon choice. Of her weapon choice. This concept evolved into the Spider Splicer when it was decided that Splicer models could fill any behavior role, and the Hooker model later became the Baby Jane Splicer.
Of course, the one named Hooker is a woman.
Yeah.
False.
But of course. Big Daddy concept art.
Of course, my dear boy.
This is early concept art depicting one bursting through a wall, which inspired the audio log in the Big Daddy training grounds area around a rogue Big Daddy. The player then encountered him at the end of the level. Yeah.
The Pursuer.
The team that would later become Submarine Bay, an area has blah blah blah.
There was a post-editing person, I'd say, hey, make sure that you get a counter on the screen in the bottom right-hand corner for how many times he says Big Daddy.
There was one time where I deliberately didn't say it. This early concept for Sander Cohen's Fleet Hall was created after level. Oh yeah, Sander Cohen, fuck him. When the designers found they were having difficulty conceptualizing the theater space, it was one of the earliest spaces built for the Bioshock, and many of the assets used in this museum came from that area. Iconic Rapture concepts. The first image that really captured all the visual elements that made Bioshock Bioshock. A large view of the ocean, the aquatic lighting scene, and the elegant Art Deco design elements. Without this image, Bioshock would have been a radically different beast. Okay, there's just a few more things. Oh,
Different.
that's ooh.
Big Fish Man.
He looks friendly.
Yam Hand model. This character, aggressively called Yam Hand, around Irrational Games, was the poster child of the conceptual phase that preceded the decision to go with human enemies. I'd point out that the drawings behind the model, says lead artist Sean Robertson. You can see the top one got built, but the other two informed the design as well. As we trended more toward humanoids, the Scooby monsters got goofier and less scary.
Nice.
So we're not even far off.
No, we're not.
That looks like a character on the other side is like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Early creature concepts. These were some of the earliest pieces done for Bioshock from back when Irrational was still working on SWAT 4. The only concrete ideas at the point were an undersea city and biological experimentation. So early concepts focused on those themes. I like this one.
Yeah, kind of looks like a monkey kind of thing.
Kinda.
Looks like a bat.
Yeah, it kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Does look like a bat.
You're right. It
Mon-
does look like a bat.
Monkey bat.
With like a possum tail.
And no wings.
No
Like, it
wings.
has the arms of a bat, but it doesn't have the wing attachments.
Early Big Daddy concept art. This was the fourth Protector concept, originally created with an organic slug attached to it. A model was started but never completed as the team narrowed their focus to 3 and finally just 2 Big Daddy types. I still like this as a Protector, says artist Rob Waters. We started modeling and I really pushed to get it in, even as just a static model on the floor, but it never made it.
Oh,
That's
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
that would have been
That is cool.
Now that's some flood shit.
that is some flood shit.
Mm,
Last one.
Hello.
Missing link model. This character is essentially the missing link between the grotesque early designs and the human splicers that appeared in Bioshock. This is the last bad model we did before moving on to what actually went into the shipping game, says lead artist Sean Robertson. After playing with him for a while, we just said, why don't we just use humans instead? I always thought of these as Scooby-Doo monsters because they were too inhuman to invoke empathy. Huh.
Interesting.
And that's it for the museum. That was cool.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Still a better Scooby-Doo show than Velma.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
The challenge room.
play those ivories.
Maybe for another day, maybe not. Well, that's it for Bioshock. Eventually,
Bioshock 1.
Bioshock 1. I eventually plan to do Bioshock 2. But for now, that's it for Bioshock. Everyone enjoyed.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Indeed. All
Big
right.
Daddy.
Had to
I
say
just
it one more
had
time.
to. I had it one more time.
All right, I'm going to end this off here. See everyone later.
Bye-bye.
Daddies.
Bye-bye.